I know how it feels when I am denied a home loan because I took the time to further my education and now I have student loan debt. Right now, right here in 2022, the opportunity awaits us to get rid of our student loan debt.
6 years ago, my wife took nothing but an ideal and faith and turned it into a multi-million-dollar business with multiple streams of income. As a woman possessed, she overcame all obstacles and created multiple streams of wealth that has impacted our family for generations to come. From mental health professional to therapist to author to CEO, she is a constant reminder of the grace of God over her life. Get ready to listen to and take notes from Stenell, the money therapist, as she schools you on money, entrepreneurship, and life skills that was not taught. No more excuses. Wake up!
Tony, thank you for that introduction. Welcome back to No More Excuses, Wake Up, where we talk about money, entrepreneurship, and life skills that was not taught. I am your host, Stenell Myers, also known as Stenell, the money therapist. This week, we are discussing money and I guess life skills. Let me tell you, honey, these student loans out here, they're a beast. To learn more about student loans and the forgiveness of student loans is definitely a life skill. I have over $215,000 in student loan debt. I know it's crazy, and I've never discussed it because I'm discussing everything else, but it's true. I went to school for my doctorates in multidisciplinary leadership for a PhD, and I did all my classes, every single class, every single course. I went to Capella, did the colloquiums. The colloquium is basically an internship. You go away and you do more classes in person. I completed everything. When it came down to the dissertation, I was also transitioning to start my businesses. I believe that's when a dream came and everything just came all at once. It was 20 more extra $1,000. We're already at 215, and I believe that the problem was I used all my student loans. I didn't have any more loans. I believe that's where it was. I was in a crossroad. And what I learned, because I took all my classes, I learned the businesses that I was starting with my after school program, especially, that I didn't need a doctorate in multidisciplinary leadership in order to start my business and get the grant. A lot of people don't know that or don't understand that you don't need these high-end degrees. What I call them, they're high-end degrees. And you don't need them. What you need is knowledge. And you need to know how to go out there and get these grants to make money and to build a lifestyle. But not necessarily do you need a doctorate degree to be able to flourish and build agencies such as myself. So I was really at a crossroad. I spent 4 years in school at Capella University. I was looking at my transcripts the other day, and I went from 2009 to 2013. And I know a lot of people say, well, why don't you just do your dissertation, After my husband, like, you're finished everything. After not being in school for so long, I will now have to take more classes. I will spend a year and a half in school, and then write the dissertation. And to me, honestly, it's not worth it. For me, it's not worth it because I build multi-million-dollar companies. For me to go to school at this particular time to finish my doctorate degree in multidisciplinary leadership, I already have an honorary that I gave myself in multidisciplinary leadership because of everything that God has blessed me to do since 2015. And if you have been following me, you know my story. So I say all that to give you some information about the public service loan, the forgiveness program. It is so important. I am actually looking at my application. I wish I was videotaping this right now so you can actually see it. So there's an application that you have to fill out. If you worked in public service, any type of public service, a school teacher, anything with helping children or anything you think of public service out there in the field, this is the loan forgiveness for you. If you go to federalstudentaid.gov, you will get all that information. I have been completing this application, I believe I started my business in 2015 and I knew about it, but I didn't know if I qualified and I did not do the due diligence, but they let me backtrack. Although I started my businesses in 2015 and it's my nonprofit for Joy Making a Difference. Recently I requested for the for-profit for a second touch, but I'm not sure if it will qualify. But closed mouths don't get fed, honey. The only way I know is if I try. There is a public service loan forgiveness application. And when you go to federalstudentaid.gov, or you can Google the public service loan student application, better yet, I'll put the links in the show notes. And what you're going to do is you're going to fill out section 1. Section 1 is for the borrower, and that borrower will be your information. If you are sending this to an employer, of course, you're going to complete section 1. Everybody's going to complete section 1. I say that because I had a young lady that I encouraged her to fill it out and send it to me so we can complete it for her, but she did not complete section 1. So section 1 is the borrower's information, and you're going to put your social security in full and all the information that they ask you, such as your address and your telephone number. Then in section 2, it's just asking you information. It's the borrower's request, understanding, and certification. It gives you detail, but you don't have to complete section 2. You have to complete section 1. You have to complete section 3. Section 3, your employer will have to fill that out for you because they have to put important information regarding the company. For me, I was able to complete it, but when it came to signing it, I had my administrative director that does all my HR sign everything in section 4. You want to make sure that section 3 is being completed by your employer. This is important because your student loans can definitely be forgiven, and they have a public service loan forgiveness waiver. Yes, they have a waiver due to COVID-19. It's an emergency relief waiver. And this waiver, let me tell you, you want to jump on board. Now, you must have worked full time and you must have a qualified employer. During the calendar month, you were also in repayment on your loan. This is so great. You can receive credit now, only for the repayments after October 1st, 2007. So listen, they're going all the way back to 2007. 2007, I know where I was working at. If my qualified payments, you have to have 120 qualified payments. When I called, I had 46 qualified payments and I had 37 pending because I did not complete the application. Every year this application must be completed, and I forget. Every single year. So I had this 37 over here waiting. Basically, the young lady that I spoke to was really nice, and she said once that my employer, which is me and my company, send in the paperwork, what is important is the employment when you begin, your begin date and your end date. When we fill this out for our employees, we are going in their files, looking when they started, looking where they end, and that is what they use. And you have to be, of course, accurate. And so they use that in order to qualify you for your forgiveness. She said that I had 37 pending. And so when we did the math, or it was something like that, when we did the math, I know that it came out to be 109 and I need 120. So I am very, very close. But I want you to understand that there is a limited time that you have to receive credit for any past periods of repayment on your loans that will otherwise not qualify for your public service loan forgiveness. If you have federal family education programs such as loans, Perkins, or other federal student loans, you need to consolidate your loans into a direct loan to qualify for public service loan forgiveness. So I want you to understand, you cannot just apply for public service loan forgiveness. You first have to have one of these loans, the Perkins or federal loan. You want to consolidate your loans. You want to call Federal Student Aid. I will give you that information in the show notes. And you want to ask for consolidation for your student loans. Once you do that, what they'll do is they'll ask you questions such as your employment, and you have to send them documentation. I remember this like yesterday. Depending on how much you make is how much that you're going to have to pay. And I remember when I first started my business, I ain't had no money. My payments were zero because I was on unemployment. I had no money. And I was out here in these streets struggling. I was actually teaching at Camden County College and Drexel University. But when I would send my stubs, it wasn't enough. It zeroed me out. I didn't have to pay. That was a blessing on that hand, but I ain't had no money. At least I didn't have to pay. I want y'all to get this. I didn't have to pay student loans, but I ain't had no money. And then when I had money and the businesses started to, come about, and it went from 2015 to 2018 when I was able to pay myself. Then I was able to pay myself in 2018 from a second touch. Let me make that clear. Joy Making a Difference was actually, I was able to take a paycheck out because it is a after school program, a nonprofit, a grant. So I was able to take a paycheck out because I am the project director for my after school program. When that did happen, and now I have both of these, when it was just Joy Making a Difference, it still zeroed me out. I don't believe that I paid, or I didn't pay that much. But I do remember in 2018 when I had to pay $549. I remember that very clear in 2018. And then 2019 COVID hit, and they was like, boop, 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 and they stopped. That was like, ooh, I didn't know to say thank you, Jesus. Or it was so much going on with COVID and, all this stuff going on in the world, people dying, and I didn't know, you get the good with the bad. I want you to be clear that you have to call and you have to complete that application, show documentation, send in your pay stubs. And then once you do that, then you can apply for the public service loan forgiveness. Very, very important. And when you apply, I'm telling you, this application is nothing. All you're doing is completing section 1, and you're going to send this whole application to your employer. You're going to call, you're going to ask them, email them, call, ask them to complete it, fill it out for you. I am actually trying to get people to do this. That has worked for me for my after school program because it is a nonprofit. Once you do that, the past periods of your repayment would now count whether or not you made a payment. Now get this, I have not made a payment since 2018. 2019, when COVID hit, although I didn't make a payment, my repayment period, that time frame, will still count. That is dope. A forbearance period of 12 consecutive months of greater or 36 cumulative months or greater would count under the waiver. I am taking this directly from the website, y'all, from Federal Student Aid. I am giving you really good information. Fall 2022, ED will begin making account adjustments to include these periods. Forbearance periods provided by COVID-19 emergency relief flexibilities are not included towards these months. Months spent in deferment before 2013 will count under the waiver, right? Additionally, ED will include economic hardship. I don't even know what ED is. Deferment, or after January 1st, 2013, these periods of deferment will also be applied to your account in fall 2022. Periods of default and in-school deferment still do not qualify. What I suggest you do is to go to federalstudentaid.gov and read this information And you can even Google public service loan forgiveness application. It's a small 3-page application. This is very important because I'm telling you, you need to jump on this right away because it will hurt you in your future with your credit. Back in the day, back in 2014, 2015, when I was trying to purchase a second home for Florida. That's how long it took me when I was trying to purchase a home. They really took account of the student loans. Then now with COVID, there really wasn't looking at that because they know, that the economic pain that everyone was entering and going through because of this situation with the economy. I want you to take hold of this. This is valuable information. It is completely important. I received a letter after I completed this information. I had my administrative director to fill everything out and I faxed it to them. I received the letter. I just received this letter. And it says on October 6, 2021, the Department of Education announced a change to the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program rules that for a limited time may allow you to receive credit for past, you hear me? Past periods of repayment on loans that would otherwise not qualify for public service loan forgiveness. It wouldn't qualify because you could not go back from 2013. They're letting you go all the way back to 2007. I have to contact this one employer if this does not work because I also put an application in for a second touch. I just tried it for a second touch, to be honest with you, to see if it would work because it is not education, but it is public health because it is a agency. It is a healthcare agency. So that's why I wasn't too sure about it. I believe when I asked a young lady, she said try anyway. It was I wasn't sure. I'll let them figure it out. So I gave all that information. So let me go back to the letter. This waiver period is temporary and will end October 21st, 2022. Listen to me. On October 21st, 2022, they will not allow you to go back to 2007 to your employers. Jump on that. You need to jump on it. So they're giving you an opportunity to backtrack. What they're doing is they're opening up a door for you to forgive your loans. And a lot of people don't know about this because when I spoke to one of the young ladies that used to work for me in my after school program, she heard about it but wasn't sure. I said, send me that information immediately. Let's jump on this right now. It is important. October 21st, save the date. Yes, like you going to a wedding. October 21st, 2022, what you want to do is make sure that you contacted before that every single employer that you work for in public service loan. That is if you are a teacher, if you work in child services, if you work in federal employment, any type of education. It has emergency management, military, public safety, law enforcement, public interest legal service, early childhood education, public service for individuals with disabilities. That's why I completed that for my second touch, but I don't see where I marked. I might have to resend that in. Public service for the elderly, public health, public education, public library services, school library services, other school-based services. Listen, jump on this because the many people out there in the world that I am talking to and hearing this, you know somebody, if it's not you, that falls in this category. And these are the services. You want to make sure if this is not helping you, it can definitely help a friend, a sister, a brother, a mother, someone. It's important. Real quick before I go, student loans choke you. It does. And we're not educated enough to educate our kids to understand that when we take out a loan, we are definitely hurting ourselves, although we're educating ourselves and we're trying. The money is more than we can ever repay. We can't pay that stuff back. We can't afford it. So now we have, let's say the average student loan. Let me give you real numbers. My kids are in college, graduated, all of that stuff that's going on. My daughter right now is at college and I literally pay $2,200 a month for her tuition. Her tuition is $17,000 a semester. Yeah. That come out to be like, I believe, like $140,000 for the entire 4 years, something like that. These kids not even getting a $140,000 job. Let's just double that. They're not getting a job that costs nowhere near that amount. They're not getting a job that's $300,000 that will eat that up. And now they just made a come up. It's not happening. They go to school, pay, and they're not paying. They're taking out loans. And for instance, I'm paying now, and it's $140,000, and they're getting a $40,000 job, a $50,000 job. It's not enough. I don't care if it's a $100,000 job. It's not enough. Jump on this is so important, because if I wasn't blessed to be able to make the decision to gift our children in their education, they'll be in the same boat that I am in filling this out. They don't have to fill this public service loan forgiveness out. And when they finish school, who to tell you it's going to be here? Because remember, it started off as 10 years. But with all these changes and everything that's going on in this world, you don't know if it's going to be here. That is a gift to them. I don't give a damn if they get married. I will come to your wedding and probably give you like $500, but I'm not helping you with your wedding. I ain't marrying you. I ain't sleeping with you. I just gave you a whole gift of education for free. And we're not talking about one kid. We're not talking about 2 kids or 3. I'm talking about 4 kids. And thank God for my son, because he went to school and he got a full scholarship running track. And that is a blessing. But for our kids that are not getting a scholarship and we have to pay, we have to really think about what it is that we're going to do. And I really dig deep into this in my book, Whipping Debt Sass. There is definitely a section called That Damn Sally Mae. Yo, I crack myself up. But there's a section called That Damn Sally Mae, because Sally Mae gets on my damn nerves. I want you to understand, and I want to be clear. Student loan, they one of the gangsters like the IRS. And they ain't playing. Ain't nobody playing. They will knock at your door, come at your door. Nobody's playing. Go out there and do what you need to do to get this public service loan forgiveness application. Let me tell you, it says on the top, it says public service loan forgiveness, PSLF, and temporary expanded PSLF certification application. That's what you want to complete. Get it done. Do it. No more excuses. Y'all better go out there, get this stuff done. Wake up, y'all. Thank you for listening to No More Excuses, Wake Up. If you love the show, please subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes or Spotify. To learn more about me and my different agencies and what I do, go to StenellMyersEnterprises.com. While you're there, check out Money Therapy Institute and watch my video where you will see me doing a little acting, showing you how I fought and kicked down closed doors. You can also click on Stenell the Money Therapist and get my free budget spreadsheet. And of course, you can email me at contact@StenellTheMoneyTherapist.com. I'm also on social media on Facebook at Stenell the Money Therapist and Instagram at Stenell the Money Therapist. No more excuses. Y'all know what y'all need to do. Wake up. Hey smart people, I have a 3-month one-on-one personal or business coaching program. As you all know, I paid off $50,000 in debt in 1 year. I will teach you how I stayed out of debt using my burner method and personalized spreadsheet I created to fit my lifestyle and keep me on track. You will learn how to understand your money communication style using my financial treatment plan. Also, if you own a small business and you feel stuck with cash flow or feel disorganized, I teach business owners and self-employed entrepreneurs such as yourself to financially maximize your money, build wealth using your business income, and retire working on the business while your business continues to run, such as myself. You can book a call with me. The link is in the show notes.